I don't know why we struggle with this more than anybody, but it is a pet peeve. And this is something that black people across the board, doesn't matter what part of the country you're from, you could be from the South, you could be from the Northeast, you could be from out there in Cali. This is something that only black people do. It's a part of our, I don't know, vernacular, part of, I don't even want to call it Ebonics. It's just not proper English, right? Ebonics is saying something like, I don't know, why you caping? Like, caping is not a word. Caping comes from the concept that Superman has a cape and Superman saves people. And so if you're caping, if you are a guy and you're caping for a chick, right, then it means that you're running around playing Captain Save a Ho, right? That's the whole concept. That's slang. That's ebonics, right? It's a a made up word that originates from the culture of the black community that is uniquely defined by our experience in America. And we take ideas and concepts that we have, and we take ideas and concepts from the dominant culture, and then we find some clever way of putting it. Like, instead of calling a Glock, we call it a blicky. That is slang. That is ebonics. But this is just incorrect English. And it drives me up a wall. And I wish black people would fix it, especially when black people, are trying to be educated or sound educated, or presenting information, or presenting news information. And I don't even care if you're presenting hip hop news information, because most of the people, first off, if you're presenting information, period, damn near, if not all of the people who present all the hip hop information about what's going on in Chicago between this rapper and that rapper and King Vaughn, he died because he was involved in this and this and that crime. All of you have to speak clearly. And I don't know why. To me, it's like a damn somebody scratching a record or scratching the chalkboard every time I hear it. It's like clear English, clear, concise, grammatically correct English the whole way through. And then all of a sudden, black people screw it up on the plural past tense. What is plural past tense? Past tense. Plural past tense is exactly what it sounds like. It's okay. I'll give you an example. Okay. We, plural, were past tense at the mall, right? Plural past tense of what? What is were? Were is the plural past tense of was. Was is the singular past tense. I was asleep. I was outside. I was playing Madden. Right? Singular past tense. I was. Plural past tense. We were. We were chilling. There, I combined it with ebonics. Chilling is not a word. We were chilling. Not we was chilling. We were chilling. You see? Not we was at the basketball court. We was playing ball. No, we were playing ball. We were asleep. We were at the bus stop. Not we was at the bus stop. Y'all get up on the news. Sir, please tell us what's happened. Oh, see, we was chilling, and I'm like, oh my God, man, you sound like an idiot. You sound like an idiot who did not graduate from the 5th grade. I don't even know when they teach you, singular and plural past tense. But we got to fix that, y'all. There's so many black people. This is a very, very, very common mistake that black people make. And it's not just some, where people are trying to be funny with it, like how black people be like, oh, she light skinned. Right. We make jokes about that. He light skinned. We throw extra D's on the end. And why do we do that? Because there's people that think that the appropriate term of saying that somebody is light skinned is to say they're light skinned. What is light skinned? What is skinned? That's not correct. That's like quadruply incorrect. Light skinned. Why are you throwing the other? How do you even spell that? Skinned. SKIN, right? ED. Like, how do you spell that? But yeah, this is like what we do. So again, there's a difference between people are just trying to be funny with it, right? He's edumacated. That's a joke. We know that the word is not edumacated, so sometimes we'll be, flamboyant in our speech. But this right here, no, this is pure ignorance. And a lot of black people have gotten way too comfortable with getting plural past tense incorrect. And it drives me personally up a wall. I have seen black people do this in professional spaces. Okay, with all other racial groups around. And these will be black folks that are educated. They have degrees. They went to university, but I don't know what it is. They get comfortable and they up there talking about we was. What is that? We was. We were, my nigga. We were. And there's other ones, but I'm just focusing. I'm focusing on just on this. I'm not even going to dive into the people who can't tell the difference between, there, and there. There, THEIR versus there, which is a contraction of they and are, THEY apostrophe RE, right? And they're like over there, THERE. But you're not, that's typically because it sounds the same. That's typically not going to be an issue when you're speaking. But when you're writing something down and you're trying to say theirs, and meaning ownership, and you put THERE, that's a very common mistake. THERES, that's a very common mistake. And make it worse, THERE apostrophe S. Only thing, you get the because anything else, it's like, you put the apostrophe to show ownership, but they get that wrong. So these are things that have not been corrected since childhood. It's bad enough now that they don't want to teach people, how to teach cursive. I'm telling y'all, if you have kids, if you know how to do cursive, teach your kids cursive. Because they look like a dumbass when they got to sign a contract and they're like, oh, X. What are you, like a sitting bull or something? Or like, are you some, some Native American that's making contractual agreements with freaking U.S. Colonialist? You got to know how to write your name in cursive. I don't care. That's one of the worst decisions that they ever made. But granted, I'm sure that's affecting everybody. But I'd call bullshit on that, because I can guarantee you white people are going to make sure that their kids know how to write in cursive. So that skill set is going to be a skill set that black kids don't get because, their parents just go along with it. Oh, we're kids, we don't need cursive. So, and again, God knows how many black people in the black community already don't know how to write in cursive. You look silly as a grown adult, especially women, when you get these, I'm educated women, because you know how women like to write in real pretty bubble letters. You know what I'm saying? They got these little the bubble letters. Like the A looks like damn Kirby from Nintendo or something like that. Freaking, they just write these big ass bubble letters. The A's all bubbly. The E's all. How do you make a fat E? You know what I'm saying? Like the E's all bubbly and all the words are separated. And oh, it looks so nice. Yeah, when you're 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? But y'all got to get y'all John Hancock going. You got to get your, you know what I'm saying? And I don't understand it because, again, like black people, we the face of graffiti and everything. We can do stylized everything else. But when it comes to being able to write, in cursive and make it look like you're writing with a quill pen, we can't do that. I didn't say calligraphy. That's a different ball game. I said cursive. That's different. And so I'm just saying over time, we're just having this degradation of skills that distinguish and separate you from other people, because these are the type of things that people pick up on that determine, what doors they let you go through. They take a little mental note in their head. They're not going to say anything to you. You're going to leave that interview. You're going to be smiling. Man, I killed it. And they're going to be sitting there saying, dumb ass, close the book, on to the next person. And you're going to be sitting around Monday. I don't know why they didn't call me. Again, if we're already going to talk about, oh, it's because it's racism and it's racist, it's because I'm black. And you don't need to add to that by not having the skill set. Not having the knowledge base. These are, again, this whole plural path is a very common mistake that I only see black people. Okay. You don't hear white people talk like that unless they got a whole bunch of black friends and grew up in a black neighborhood. You don't hear white people get the plural past tense incorrect. And that whole we was whatever, we was sleep. We was in the car. That's a very quick way to determine whether somebody white grew up around black people or not. We was. We were. We were. Y'all got to fix that. I'm seeing, smart black people. Smart in every other capacity of the word, degrees, all that, making this very common mistake, because they want to, They get too comfortable. When you with your girlfriends and when you with your people and when you at the barbecue, you can do that all you want. I wish you wouldn't, because you got children listening. Or as black people like to say, the children's, right? They're listening and they pick up that shit. And then they go out there and then they repeat it. And then if they don't have a teacher that comes in and mindfully corrects them, then they go out there thinking that's normal speech. And people are looking at black people like, well, hired. No, again, not saying that they will hire us anyway. And I hate the whole fact that too many of us are dependent on them for jobs and economic opportunities. But I'm saying, that is recognized. And quiet as it's kept, it's recognized by other black people. Black people who have fought and busted their ass off to get to a particular level. They're not going to hire you. They're not going to deal with you. They're going to write you off. Why am I going to hire you? You haven't even mastered the English language. Imagine, you own a company, you have, you got a secretary, or you got somebody who's sending out mass emails, and again, it hasn't been corrected in their mind that we was is incorrect. So how do you think that email is going to look? And I'm saying that's just one thing. That's just one. You start tacking on a couple other, grammatical errors, that, I don't know, maybe if you don't use Grammarly or, your Word, your Word documents, Microsoft is usually, Grammarly is better, but I'm saying Microsoft is pretty good at catching some of these things, but Grammarly is better. Microsoft doesn't always, catch it. And then Grammarly goes and changes, it'll change the sentence if it gets too wordy. It'll be like, this is a shorter, more concise way of saying things. So, I do like Grammarly, but I'm just saying, Microsoft Word is not always going to catch it. It'll catch a misspelled word, but in terms of how you structure your sentence, how you say things, not to make those common mistakes. And it highlights to me like how much a lot of black people don't, uh, you know, they don't engage in their writing skills a lot. Now, most of the people, especially people in the comment section, like, and I was going to make a video talking about this, about, when black men come online and they criticize black women about certain things, and the women are like, and these niggas out here pumping women up full of babies and not taking care of their kids. I'm like, and they're criticizing. I'm like, the black men that are online are not the Dusties and the Ray Rays and Pookies that some of y'all get with and have babies with. Two different populations. If you doubt me, find you a Pookie, which I'm sure many of you can. Find you a Pookie and then tell him to write something or type something or text something. You ever seen Kodak Black's text messages? And the people that are in like the Kodak Black's like live streams and IGs and how they write? We was, W-U-Z, was. Like I told you, when I was dealing with the school district, reading 11th graders' papers, phone, F-O-N-E, phone. They sound it out phonetically. And I'm sure, you go over to Dr. T. Hassan Johnson and he'll tell you about, the number of, black men who can't read past a particular grade level. They do not develop the skills. And we got this stupid ass, just pass them. Make sure they graduate. Just pass them. This has to be worked on. Now, I'm not saying, again, those people, some of those people are lost, and they're gonna have to take like night school, to really correct that. I'm not talking about those extreme cases. They're just getting they don't even have a base level knowledge, but there's a certain area where black people get too comfortable, and you'll just listen to them talk. And everything sounds cool. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we was chilling. I'm like, what? Wait. We were. Where did that even come from? And they keep doing it. It's like it's just one of them things that they keep doing. Like if you get around Jamaicans, how you're talking to some Jamaicans? Because Jamaicans hate the word I. I don't know why they hate the word I, but they hate the word I. The only time that they use the word I is when they double it, I and I, and I'm like, what the hell is I and I? Like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? But, Jamaicans, it's like a hybrid of Spanish and Spanish and English. You know what I'm saying? Like a Spanish person will say, no me gusta, right? But then a Jamaican will be like, me no likes, me no think, right? Me no think. I'm like, how about I don't think or I don't like? No, me no like. You see, me no like. And that's, even in the songs you hear that, you hear that, in the, what's that song called? We no like, where the guy is like, we no like Batty Boy, whatever. And then, the song I'm talking about. That's a fire song, by the way. But they, they blur it out, because, it's homophobic or whatever. But I'm just saying, I understand there's the slang, but then there is the code switch. And for a lot of black people, it's not a matter of code switch. It's a matter of this is something that they got wrong. It was never corrected, and they continue to get it wrong, and it continues to not be corrected. And this is something that doesn't get talked about a lot. Who's that sister on Instagram? Shout out to her. I forget what her name is. I think it's like Queen something. But she has a video. She's from New York. And she does a number of videos where she's talking about, she got a little chalkboard and she's up there talking about, things that black people say that are just dead wrong. Like, I need you to fix this. Y'all keep doing this. You keep saying this and it's wrong. So I don't want to make this video too long. I had to get this off my chest. Hopefully this will help people be a little bit more cognizant of, their speech and what they're saying. But man, it kills me. I'm like, yeah, it's an intelligent brother or intelligent sister. They're talking, da 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 da. And the next thing you know, bam, I'm telling you, it's like somebody scratching a chalkboard. I'm like, where? I'm like, God, that just sounded so wrong. So anyway, this is the second video I've covered on this topic, but I'm going to keep speaking on it every so often, as long as I continue to see that it's very prevalent in the black community. I mean, well, again, when you start getting people, that are, up in age and they're still doing this, it's a problem. It's a problem. You should not be in your 30s doing this. But anyway, that's all I got to say. That's my video. SWP out.